Hi guys, I'm Vic.
I'm Sal. Welcome to our YouTube channel.
If you're just watching, please like this video, share it with your friends and your enemies, and most importantly, please
subscribe.
Thank you. Just hit the subscribe button right now. Today we'll be talking about how we made our long distance relationship work. For those of you that don't know us, we were in a long distance relationship for almost 4 years. So I said I'm saying it now. Those 4 years looks like, hey, Jesus. So we're in a long distance relationship for almost 4 years, and we just want to share with you some of the ways we're able to make our long distance relationship work.
So if you're currently in a long distance relationship, or you're probably about to be in one, we hope that you find these tips helpful.
The first thing I would say that really made our long distance relationship work is communication.
Definitely.
Communication. we talk literally every day, exception of no day.
Most days we did video calls. I guess for everybody it can be different, what you're more comfortable with. But for us, it was mostly FaceTime videos. That was the way we communicated most of the time. Sometimes we did audio calls if it was a situation where it was not convenient to do video. But as long as we could do a video call, it was definitely video.
Long video calls that MTN was using to chop all my money.
Yeah, very long video calls, and then we literally took each other through our days wherever we were, so what we were doing, where we were going, and that helped bridge the gap a bit so that the other person doesn't feel as if they are not at speed with what's going on in your life.
Literally communicated every day, so at every point I can say, oh, I know what's going on with Sal. At every point she can say she knows what's going on with me. As even before calling, I know, oh, she'll be in class. Oh, she knows, oh, it will be in his Wednesday meeting. It was that much of communication whereby we knew almost what was going on in each other's life. One of the main things that really helped us throughout our long distance was communication. If you are in one, I would recommend not stalking, but there's no between communication and stalking. So you said you were breathing. How many times did you breathe? There's a difference between talking every day, not just because we need to talk, but because we genuinely cared about each other. And I'm really curious. I want to know, how did your day go? And it's storyline. So that class that you were telling me about, that lecturer how did it end? So it was always a continuation of one gist to the other.
Another thing in line with communication was expressing how I felt to Vic. So I feel like I really miss you, or I wish you were here with me doing this activity. I can just send him a text and let him know, or even just a prayer for him. I wish you a very good day. I pray you have favor today. Because when you're in a long distance relationship, sometimes things just have to be extra, because that physical bonding and connection is not there. So you need to do things to make up for it as much as possible. So as much as you can express to your partner that you care for them, you love them, you're thinking about them, I think that's so important.
At times probably I'm not in a great mood, and I really don't want to talk. It's not enough to just shut the phone and say I don't want to talk. For long distance relationship, I go the extra mile to tell her, oh, I'm actually having a bad day. Things have really been rough. I'm feeling very tired. I can't talk now and I need to sleep. I'll send you a message once I wake up. Things like that even kept the person going. At no point did I ever want her guessing, what could be wrong? What could be wrong? What could be wrong? Even when my battery is 1%, she's the first person I'll text, oh, my battery is on 1%. In case you're not able to reach me, just know that I'm somewhere, or this and that. And number 2 thing that I think worked for us was there was a common goal. So from the beginning of the long distance relationship,
from the beginning of our relationship.
From the beginning of our relationship, basically.
Yes.
There was a common goal. Apart from the fact we had similar values between each other, even throughout the relationship, we know, okay, this relationship is not just one of those relationships that.
Let's see how it goes.
We're not seeing how it goes. As much as we are trying to see how good we are compatible with each other in marriage. We literally were friends before we even started dating. So I tried
we knew each other to a very large extent, because we are kind of best friends.
Yeah,
so
we kind of we do have another best friend. We were literally best friends even before we got married. When long distance came into the picture, it was also clear like, okay, this is the person I want to settle down with. And as time went by, we started to have more clarity about our relationship because she traveled to Canada while I was still working in Nigeria. So we knew that, okay, we want to both settle down in Canada. I think at some point I was still like,
Yeah, at some point, Vic still wanted to stay in Nigeria, so he wanted us to, settle in Nigeria. I think at that point, when we had that discussion,
there was no first scarcity.
I made it clear that, okay, I'm fine with returning to Nigeria eventually, but that will be after I probably get permanent residency or citizenship. I believe that was how the conversation went. So sometimes I think, you just have to be upfront and straightforward with the other person. Eventually, like over time, we both now got on the same page that we wanted to settle in Canada, even though we didn't even know how it was going to all happen or work out, but we ended up being like, okay, we both want to be together in Canada.
And I mean, having that common goal literally helped us. Like there was a goal in mind. So even through the whole long distance process, we knew where we were driving towards. So it's guided us. It's kept the hope alive throughout the whole long distance process.
Yeah. And I think sometimes, even if you and your partner are not on the same page right now on where you're going to both settle, it helps to maybe give the other person some time, but also be upfront on where exactly you stand. Like if you're not open to relocating to where the other person is, just be upfront with it. At the end of the day, sacrifices need to be made to be realistic. Like Vic had to leave his job and leave his friends and everything to come to Canada for us to be together. And if it was a situation where I was going back to Nigeria, it'll also be a sacrifice that needed to be made to go back to Nigeria. But sometimes too, you both need to consider the pros and cons. Which environment is better for us in the long run or in the long term? Which place is better aligned with our goals? And then someone has to make a sacrifice at the end of the day for both parties to be together.
So another thing that helped us is that we were accountable to each other. So we were accountable to each other in the sense like I knew her friends, she knew my friends. Like I said earlier in our communication, if I'm going somewhere, she knows the people I'm going with, she knows the people I hang out with. Most of my friends, like she knows almost all my friends, she knew almost all my friends. Even when I meet new people, make new friends, I tell her about it. When I was much younger, to be honest, I used to crave like freedom. I didn't want anybody to know where I was going. I didn't want anybody to know what I was doing. I just wanted to be like a bird, like wake up, go anywhere. But like getting into a relationship, growing older, I realized that maturity isn't just going anywhere and nobody knowing where you are, but also letting the people in your life know where you are. It's not because they are slave, but because you are matured enough to just let them know where you are and be accountable to someone.
The fourth thing that we did was we celebrated each other's special events, like with birthdays especially. Vic will always do something for my birthday. Maybe he'll send me flower, or like Valentine's Day. All this like
buying flower in foreign currency. Jesus.
Like, so, you always plan something or surprise me. It was always so nice, It showed me that he really cared about me. And even like with my birthday, we'll start celebrating my birthday from when my birthday starts, Nigerian time. Then we'll end it when my birthday ends, Canadian time.
Like 2 days.
That's like almost 2 days. Sometimes we won't sleep. We'll be on the phone, we'll be talking. So, that was always so nice. And it was also vice versa, even though he said I don't surprise him, but it's a lie, I used to surprise him. So, for birthdays and special occasions, we always celebrated each other, sent each other nice messages. Another thing we used to do was, if any of our friends is going to Nigeria, we'll write letter, handwritten letter, and send it.
I sent all those letters. Every letter you sent.
Yeah, handwritten card. Just something that they can touch or that they can feel. Send it to him or he will send it to me.
You literally sent body cream. Well, I thought that was like really, really nice. I used that cream, like I kept it.
Yeah, and I wrote notes with the cream so that
I still have the notes. If I had kept the cream, it would have been very awkward. Another thing that helped us was that we did a lot of activities together, like a lot of online activities. The Netflix party where we were watching movies together. We were always like, even via, like, a lot of things we could do via video calls, playing games together, asking each other questions, like several activities together, and it really helped, even though we're like thousands of miles apart, but we didn't let that come in between us in being able to like do so many things together.
These were some of the things that we did to make our long distance relationship work and make it fun, and just keep it going until we were eventually united and came together. So I hope you guys found this video helpful. Please don't forget to follow us on Instagram.
Also subscribe to our channel here, and if you have questions, you can just like send us a message and email, and we'll be sure to get back. All right, guys, thank you for watching.
Bye.
3, 2, 1.
Action!
Video.